Nice. I'm going to make sure he's here. Doug, are you here?
I'm here.
Doug is here. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Nufer is a noted author of fiction, poetry, and performance work, and is associate editor of the American Book Review. His published novels include Negative Land, Never Again, and By Kelman Out of Pessoa. Since 1995, he has performed his work solo with other writers, dancers, choreographers, and musicians. In 2011, he contributed an essay to the Fry Art Museum's Isaac Lehman Paradise exhibition catalog. Give a big round of applause for Doug Nufer.
If it were, as you said, that you knew what were said, be it sound or be it some voice you were to feel, be it speech or be it no more real than you were to think it be, to say the truth, the whole truth, you were to swear you hear. Could you say what it said that you did? So be it. But if truth were it whole, were to say what it be, were to say what you hear from this voice or voices, could you not say what they say you were to swear you may have done? You may now move to make your case, as it were, or not as it were, as it is. Be that as it may, it might have been what was heard was also seen, and so could not what may have been as it were may have been as it was. May have. May have. May have! We've had about enough of this. May have! Objection sustained beyond the valley of the shadow of doubt. Irrelevant and competent and indicative. Withdrawn. Tell us in your own words, as it were, how you do or did respond to the voices. Suppose I were to tell you no one else heard what you heard, and only you can say what they said for you to do for them, or for yourself, forever to respond to the voices that spawn all night as you pause to see that what you hear were no more than the sound of them calling you alone. Remain silent. Guilt is a theory you prove. Speak and risk to hear that you were here as it were, and so, as you were. Not hear at all, you may have thought you could have stopped the voices of the hearing to tell you what you must have done and what you must do. Just in case, there is no case, no trial, no hearing, but what you hear. Suppose I were to tell you what I say is not from me out here, but from one of the voices that call from in there to say none can believe you would have done what none can say, only that they are here for you, to save you from what you may have thought they made you do. Suppose you were to cut and run, as if you were not the one the voices called in the hearing no one else could hear, but the one they told to stay away. We've all heard the scream confessions, resolved the trials without juries hung in the airwaves. If they confess, you are not to blame. That trial must end, but yours goes on. That you did what you did, that you heard what they said, despite the fact that you paused in the valley shadow of doubt, you are innocent. There is no one you can save by screaming. You are free. To the voices, only you are free to know. Suppose I were to tell you, you hear things. What you heard, I did. You heard, I did. Word of mouth. Let's go back to what I said. To what I said and did. I did what I said, didn't I? What harm? It's not like I wiped my hands on the drapes. I Said what I did, and I did it. Not what I may have done. May have. We've had about enough of this. May have. What I did, I did. What was. You know, they say, what's said is said. What's said is what's what. What's what is said is just what's what is said. What was. Promise. Commitment. Now, you. Now, you. Now, you. Now, you. Now, you. Now, you. Let's go back to what we said. I had enough to say. We did it, didn't we? Do. Done, deed. Hours of pleading for hours of teasing. It'll seem longer. They said it'll seem longer. Do what I said. I am not saying. I am not asking. Suppose I were to tell you, from now on, there will be no coffee breaks. There will be no little happy hours. There will be no coffee breaks. There will be no. For strangers compliment. Boy notes and the strangers classifiers. Do duty done deed. To know if we are things. There will be no. There will be no phone calls. There will be no emails. There will be no shy nods to a stranger's compliments, coy notes in the stranger's classifieds. Do duty done deed. Conjugate that word of mouth. Do what I say. I am not saying. I am not asking. Suppose I were to tell you, please.
Doug memorizes everything. It always just blows my mind. I can't memorize one poem. So thank you. All right, so finish those beers. Do me a favor and make sure they don't end up on the floor or on the way. And just dispose of them properly. There is a bag for them. And at this point,
right back here.
In the back. And let's thank John and Michelle one more time for letting us do the job. So meet us down there in about 5 or 10 minutes, and you'll see.